WYMS. WYMS.
WYMS. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Make some noise. Woo! It's all about that energy. Energy. We got to keep it flowing. Welcome, guys who are here. Those of you who are going to be watching at home to our November 2022 session of Grace Weber's Music Lab. I am your host with the most. I'm also the music education coordinator here at Radio Milwaukee. Here, gonna take a little holiday break and then come right back in January. So this is a very, very special session. Anybody who is unfamiliar with what lab is, or if you're just passing by, this is your first time here, always want to give you guys a little bit of a background as to what we are and what we do. So this is a program that was for teens to be themselves, to express themselves creatively and artistically, but most importantly, have a free space for you guys to learn about the different facets of the music industry. So we all know about the general jobs like singing and rapping and music production and all those sorts of things, but how often do we get to actually talk to folks living and breathing those professions right here in your face? So we bring them here once a month to learn and to share their art and also have interviews and ask questions about what it is that they do. But also we have a teen open mic component where we allow our teen audience members to come and take the stage and share their gifts with us and also get positive feedback not only from the audience members but from our guest mentor as well. And we've had some really amazing themes. We've had some awesome people. We've talked about music production. We've had music managers come through. We've had Alex Isley. We've had Javante Polar. We've had Chris Classic from Chicago. We've had some Milwaukee artists as well because music is also made here in our hometown. As you know, I'm one of those musicians myself. Right. So today is going to be no different, and I'm especially proud to be presenting a session on touring artistry, which we'll get to in un momento. Before we continue, I always want to take a moment to thank our people who allowed us to be here, which are our sponsors and supporters, including American Family Insurance, Daniel M. Soref Charitable Trust, L.A. Du Bois and Family Charitable Foundation, NPS Partnership for the Arts and Humanities, Ralph Evan Rood Foundation, and of course, Radio Milwaukee. I also want to give a very, very special shout out to the people who provided tonight's nourishment for us in the in-person attendance, which is Milwaukee's own Ian's Pizza. Let's give it up for Ian's, y'all. Delicioso, if I do say so myself, providing a variety of classic, vegan, and specialty slices at any one of their 3 Milwaukee locations, Eastside, Downtown, and Story Hill. More information can be found at ianspizza.com. Now, I was just telling our guests that my favorite pizza from Ian's happens to be their persuasion of chicken parmesan. So if you're ever in the vicinity, ask them for them. Tell them Beefy sent you. All right. So before we close out the session, we also have a very special giveaway for the teen attendees who are in person. So everybody received a raffle ticket on the way in, and when we get to the end of the session, you are going to have your name called to win one of our pieces of Music Lab apparel, which includes our t-shirts, our classic designs, as well as our brand new Music Lab hoodies. So make sure you stick around for that. Very excited to give those away. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and intro our guests because they are very, very cool, and they have some amazing music they're going to be sharing with us today. This month's guest is one of the most passionate, skillful, and talented guitarists in music today. Born into a family of musicians, he was introduced to the guitar at the age of 3 and found it to be the most fascinating instrument. That's deep. Guided by his grandfather, the late Bishop Enoch, is that right? Enoch Johnson, who also played the guitar, he learned his first 3 chords and he was hooked. Spent his early years playing and developing his sound in churches, and over the years has unlocked doors, gaining him the footing he needed to promote himself from a church musician to being a professional musician on national stages. Over time, he's played at places like Madison Square Garden, the Staples Arena, the Boston Garden, and the Superdome in New Orleans, and has shared stages with Grammy Award-winning musicians including Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, John Legend, Jill Scott, and most notably, of course, Mary J. Blige. Please give it up for Milwaukee's own Shonn Hinton.
How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for coming out. I'm Shonn Hinton, and I'm going to do a couple of songs for you if that's okay. I got a new album that I'm getting ready to drop, which comes out January 3rd. The name of the album is called Art. So the first song I want to do for you is called Real Love. Our love, I understand that what we have is so rare. Feel the way that you love me, and the way that I love you. This is the way that it should be. When you agree that our love should be this easy at all time, withstanding the test of time. True love that's no kind. This is something that won't be denied. Baby, we got a real love. Something so unique that can't be compared. You know we got a real kind of love. A real kind of love that's precious and rare. Baby, we got a real love. A real kind of love that won't never die. I know we got a real kind of love. I know we got a real kind of love. Imagine our love a part of history. Something for the whole wide world to see. A special kind of love. You know that kind that comes from above. Girl, the way that you love me, and the way that I love you, this is the way that it should be. When you agree that our love should be this easy at all time, withstanding the test of time. True love that's no lie. This is something that won't be denied. Baby, we got a real love. Something so unique that can't be compared. I know we got a real kind of love. The real kind of love that's precious and rare. Baby, we got a real love. A real kind of love that won't ever die. I know we got a real kind of love. I know we got a real kind of love. Baby, we got a real love. Something so unique that can't be compared. I know we got a real kind of love. That real kind of love that's precious and rare. Baby, we got a real love. A real kind of love that won't ever die. I know we got a real kind of love. I know we got a real kind of love. Thank you.
Give it up for Shonn Hinton, everybody. Man, I tell you, if I had $1 for being able to play a guitar like that, I'd have 5. No, and grab this. I'm gonna bring these chairs up here. I'll be pulling all kind of double duty. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm happy that you're here in the city. I know that you just spent a great deal of time on the road.
Just got home, actually. Just finished the Good Morning Gorgeous tour with Mary J. Blige.
Queen Naija, and LMA.
Nice, nice. Give it up for that, y'all. That's awesome. Good morning, gorgeous. You play that song? So today's lab is going to be all about touring artistry, and I don't think we ever had the privilege of speaking to somebody specifically who works as a touring artist for individuals. Okay. So if you guys have any questions at all whatsoever that comes to your mind, please raise your hand and we'll be sure to get them to him. He's also an incredible artist himself, a producer, a singer, a band leader. So we're going to dive into a couple of those questions as well. So anything you could think of that it has to do with doing that, especially from a Milwaukee standpoint, please feel free to let us know and we'll get those questions answered.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And if anybody's watching at home and you got questions, we will make sure that we can get those answered to you eventually as well once I read the comments. So all of our guests that come here, I always kind of set the stage the same way and ask them the same opening question. So everyone here in the general audience is about 13 to 18, high school, primary age, and potentially aspiring artists or just generally interested in music themselves or related fields. So can you tell us what you were doing as a young buck, as a teenager yourself that was potentially involved in music or otherwise, if there were any specific concentrations or instruments that you learned or anything that experiences that influenced you to want to pursue music in a professional capacity?
As a teenager, I wasn't as focused. I mean, I think that's kind of every teenager because you're trying to find your way.
Yeah.
I went to Milwaukee High School of the Arts. I knew I wanted to do music. Exactly. I knew I wanted to do music, and I was in the school to do music, and it was fun. I was really enjoying myself. But I never thought that being a professional musician, a touring musician, could be a reality for me. So I didn't focus as much as I should have focused when I was a teenager. But once I got out of high school and I started playing around the city, then I started to notice, like, okay, I can make money doing this,
right,
and I like what I'm doing too. Cool. So once I got out of school, then I started to sharpen my focus. Sharpening my focus meant learning music, as much music. It depended upon the band that I was playing. I used to play for this group here in the city called Growing Nation. I played the drums first, and then I moved to playing the guitar. So I studied the music. I learned the material, whether it was playing with Growing Nation or playing at my home church at the time, Greater New Birth. I learned the music. So that's what my focus was, because doing it now at the level that I'm doing it at, it's the same thing. You have to, if you stay ready, there'll never be a need to get ready. So
I think we hear that often. You know?
I know, right? it's such a cliche, but it's so real, and it's so
resonant.
It's very truthful, because I was talking to a good friend of mine, the drummer for Pink. His name is Brian Fraser Moore, and we were talking about that too. Like, just always being ready, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And it has been my whole professional music life has been a matter of when. It's not a matter of if. I put something out in the universe, and I'm patient enough to wait for it to manifest itself. Can I give them a quick example?
Yeah, for sure.
So I finished this tour with Mary J. Blige. We got home October 29th. So I immediately put in the atmosphere. I said, I want to play for Chris Stapleton, and I want to play for Taylor Swift. Those are the two big ones that
big names in the industry.
I've played R&B since 2002. So here we are, 2022. I'm ready to do another genre. I really want to do it. I love R&B. I grew up on it, but I also grew up on other genres of music. So I put it out in the universe, and I said I wanted to do the Taylor Swift tour. I got an email from our musical director today.
Ooh.
Crazy, right? Crazy. Now, here's the thing. Now, he reached out to me. He said, man, we know some of the same people. I got a chance to look at your Instagram. You're a solid cat. I love you on guitar. He said, unfortunately, he didn't say unfortunately. He said, we have the band for Taylor, for the tour. But if anything changes down the road, you're getting a phone call. That was a win for me because I put it out in the universe and it came back to me. So I'm that much closer. So if you stay ready, you'll never need to get ready. I tried to stay ahead of the curve with the narrative on the tour. I was having my guitar tech film every solo that I did in every city. So if you go to my Instagram page, you'll see Nashville, Memphis, Newark, New Jersey, New York, LA, Ontario, California, so on and so forth. And that was just me making sure that I stayed prepared. So when the time came, here we are. He looked at everything that I did on the tour, and I'm actually getting ready to upload new content of me being at home. So I hope I answered that question.
That was wonderful.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Give it up for manifestation, y'all. Yeah, there was a lot of gems in there. I think tucked into that one scenario. One, I think it's important to know. I'm friends with Shonn on Facebook.
Absolutely.
So before this particular incident came, he would post every day. I'm going to play for Taylor Swift. I'm going to play, and I really love that kind of energy because even if you're not necessarily doing it right now, you putting that out there and you getting this connect with the musical director doesn't mean it can't ever happen when that, because especially in the music industry, stuff happens. Her guitar player could break his ankle. You know what I'm saying?
Or he could miss a flight.
Exactly.
Or it just ain't working out. Like I've worked with artists, Mary J. Blige, for example. I started playing with her in 2004. Prior to that, she had a band that I used to sit and watch on TV. Every time I watched Jay Leno or any other talk show, and that was the band that she had. So all of a sudden she wanted new energy. So enter Shonn Hinton at the age of 22. So anything can happen. And then I want to say this too. With that, I put it out into the universe, right? There is no hope. And I know that sounds weird, but I didn't hope that I would get that gig. I said that I was going to get that gig.
That's the difference.
I saw on Instagram Dick Gregory, and he was like, "Hope? Don't nobody care about hope." And once you got past him arguing, I listened to what he was saying. He said, "You can hope you want to go to Paris, but it might not happen. You're telling 72 trillion cells in your body to not allow you to get to where you want to go." So I eliminated hope from my vote. I destroyed that belief system, and 2022 and beyond, I'm manifesting everything that I want. So to encourage you all, there is no hope. It will happen. Whatever it is that you want to do, it will happen. Just believe in yourself, stand firm on your 2 feet, 10 toes, and I promise you, you're going to get exactly where you need to be at.
Look at this. We got to change the subject of the day. I was talking about touring. You going to manifestation things. I love it. No, I think that's super important because I've heard before from other folks that you have to speak in the sense that things are already happening.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I think that's a relation to that too. Like we're not hoping for things to happen. We're not saying I wish or I want. We're speaking as if these things are already occurring so that your life and the circumstances around it can already start to formulate what you're willing that to be. So I really think it's a beautiful mindset to have.
Absolutely.
Awesome. You also mentioned something that's really important too, about how you're keeping track of your work. And I think for anybody out there who is a member of social media, who happens to be an artist or a musician of any sort, definitely know that that is your resume these days. You know what I mean? Like, you can go on LinkedIn and you can go on, try to get the emails of these people, but 9 times out of 10, if they don't know who you are, where's the first place they're gonna go?
Instagram or Facebook. They want to see if you have the goods.
Right.
That's it. Our old keyboard player, his name is Steve Freeman. He's currently out with Kendrick Lamar.
Nice.
But the drummer at the time that played for Mary found Steve on YouTube.
Wow.
Playing. And he was like, I'm going to give this kid a chance.
Yeah, I'm going to go dust off my stuff. And I also think that also puts an emphasis on quality too. You know, like making sure that whatever you have on your channels is the best representation of your art for you at this moment. Because don't keep something up there that's like 10 years ago, like when you were 8 and it's not great. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
definitely make sure that this is the best state. This is who I am, and this is the artist that I am today. So that if anybody happens to have that in their peripheral, that they know that this is what they're getting. So really good gems there.
Agreed.
So you've been doing this for a very, very long time. I think you said earlier you have been playing for Mary for 18 years.
18 years.
That's amazing.
Started playing with her in '02.
So what specific experiences or scenarios led you on the path of being, like, I guess the question better would be, who was the very first person that you got the opportunity to be a supporting artist for? And what experiences or scenarios led you on the path of being able to do that for mainstream artists?
My first mainstream artist, he was an urban artist. His name was Dave Hollister.
Oh, sorry.
Dave Hollister sang with
Blackstreet,
Teddy Riley's band, for those of you who don't know.
classic R&B.
Classic R&B, like Chicago '85, the album, that's my go-to. But I wasn't, here's the nutty thing. So I didn't think it was obtainable. I honestly didn't think. I thought the best that I could do would be a heavy hitter in my city. Not downplaying my city, but that's all I saw. I didn't see anything else. I think the furthest I've ever been prior to playing with all of these big artists was like Chicago. So I'm like, if I can go to Chicago, I can make a name for myself in Chicago. And now I'm Mr. Worldwide, but that ain't really what it was. But that's what my plan was. Summerfest 2002, Nissan Stewart, who was one of Puffy's hitmen producers, and my boy Rex Hardy, who was playing with Jersey Ave at the time. So I met both of them. I knew Nissan because I was, at the time, I was really heavy in the drums, and I used to get all of the Modern Drummer magazines, and Nissan was on the front page of the magazine. So I met him, and he and I hit it off real nice, and me and Rex hit it off real good. And Rex was telling me, like, yo, we got a tour we getting ready to do with a gospel act. I'm like, ooh, if I can get on a gospel tour, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So that ended up falling through, but he called me a week later. He was like, yo, I got a gig for you, but the only thing is you got to leave Monday. It was a Saturday. I was a medical record clerk at Columbia Family Care Center. I called my boss on a Saturday and quit my job, not even knowing who the artist was I was playing for. Found out it was Dave Hollister. That was it. I never looked back.
Wow.
I never looked back. And when I say I endured some stuff, because working with that artist, like, I paid my dues. Like, it was times where I was out on that tour, and they would be late paying me. So I got lights off at the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I really, but if it wasn't for that tour, it would not have led me to playing with Glenn Lewis and Kelly Price. Playing with Kelly Price, I did the first ever 106 in Park. So, like,
Nice.
it all led to me going to play with Mary in 2004.
That's what's up.
Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can ramble. I'm old now. I feel
No, that's
like.
fine. I think the ramblings make for great, because like inside the rambles, you're saying a bunch of other relevant things that are not even part of the original question, but things we need to hear, like that whole
Gotcha.
manifestation thing
Yeah.
you brought up before. So feel free.
I just don't want to sound like my grandfather.
No, you're good. You're good. We are here with Shonn Hinton, Milwaukee's own. He has been a longtime guitarist for Mary J. Blige, as well as other mainstream acts, and we're talking about touring artistry. So if there's any questions that are coming through on our Facebook, definitely make sure you jot them down. We will get those answered for you eventually. And if there are any questions that you guys have out here, please make sure you raise your hand so I can see them and catch them.
Yeah, I'm here for y'all.
Right. So aside from your life as a touring artist, there are other things that you delve into as well, right?
Yes.
So you are a solo artist.
Yes.
You are a band leader.
Yes.
You are a music producer.
Yes.
And among other things, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you supplement the other aspects of your musical life when you're not doing touring artistry?
I take everything that I learned from the road and I apply it to what I do here at home. I'm always spending time with tour managers, road managers. I don't get a chance to hang out with the artists all the time. There are a few instances, like I toured with Jill Scott. Jill is like one of my best friends. I could call and talk to her if I'm trying to come up with something. Jill was actually the first person that came and helped me come up with the name Shotgun.
So we're sitting here with somebody that got a Jill Scott phone number? Is that what you're telling me? You know how huge that is? You just say it so subtly.
I mean, it's like talking to you when I be talking to her for real.
Yeah. I feel you. We had somebody during our open mic last month that performed a Jill Scott song.
A word?
Yes,
That's what's up.
So maybe we can get that clip to you and you can show it to her.
Come on, you ain't sitting there slick to a can of oil.
Nice. That's amazing. So you said something about Shotgun. Would you mind telling us a little bit about what that is?
So, other than being a solo artist, I also have a band, which is a separate entity from what I did, my first song that I did. That's Urban AC. My band, Shonn Hinton and Shotgun, we're like a high energy, like rhythm and blues with a heavy emphasis on rock. Like me and the other guitar player, we will dime a guitar amp and go for blood until there's nothing left on stage. We're playing the halftime show next Wednesday at the Pfizer for the Bucks game. So if you guys are there, you'll get a chance to hear us. But so I'm the band leader for that. Well, no, I'm not. Olin's the band leader, my drummer.
Okay.
He's the
Olin
band
Franklin.
leader. Now I've been a band leader for like my church, and that's a different beast, because the playing music is the easy part. What I'm learning, and still learning to this very day, a musical director, a band leader, is managing personalities, because everybody on the stage is capable of the job. They wouldn't, like if they weren't, they wouldn't be where they are. So it's just managing personalities, getting everybody involved in the creative process of it, inspiring and encouraging them to do so, and then also playing off of their strengths and weaknesses. I might not be strong at keyboard arrangements, but I can do it on guitar, so I can show the keyboard player, like, yo, this is the chord I'm hearing for this song. Like, that's what a band director, being a band director and a musical director, that's what that is.
I feel you. I'm a director of sorts myself, too.
Listen.
I was just going to say, like, you're right about that managing multiple personalities thing. That's why I don't have a definitive band. Like, I just call on who was available.
And you know what? That's so crazy. That's how they do it. I just played with Corey Henry not too long ago. The Funk Apostles are whoever Corey Henry say the Funk Apostles are. I found that out New Year's Eve last year in Austin, Texas. And Corey Henry's like, I'm Corey Henry, and these are the Funk Apostles. I was like, oh, I'm an apostle now?
Right.
Oh, cool. Okay. So I get it. Absolutely. It's whoever you want your band to be. So.
And you were an apostle that night because you don't stay ready unless you have to get ready.
You understand me?
Yeah. Got you. So you have your hands in a lot, it seems. And it seems like when you're touring, I know you guys just finished a leg of a tour with Mary. You're gone a lot. So how do you find ways to manage your life as a touring musician as well as your world as a solo artist or band leader, or even just a family man, because you have a family as well?
Yes. The solo artist and band thing is easy because I'm cross-referencing everything that I'm learning from the road to apply to my artistry. As a family man, my wife works a job, so our hours are very different. She gets up in the morning, and I'm asleep in the morning. And my daughters, I have three. I have a 23-year-old son who works at Marquell. I have a 19-year-old daughter who just got her own place, and my 13-year-old who's just completely into anime. Nice. So it's kind of, it runs itself. Like, I try not to be overbearing, because I get into one of those funks where I like, oh man, I miss my family. Let me call and see how everybody doing. But then ain't nobody picking up the phone. So, because everybody got their own thing that they do. But I leave messages, just let them know, like, hey, I'm thinking about you. So, to answer the question, I do it as best as I can. Sometimes, most times are difficult than others, but I deal.
Yeah. And I think it's great that you have had the support of your family this whole time that you've been
The
doing this.
entire time.
Intact.
They
Awesome.
know what I do for a living. They understand it. They, we all miss each other, but the reunion be great when I get home.
Awesome. How long are you here until you have to head back out again?
I go back out December 28th. We got 2 more shows with Mary, and then we're done for the year. She's done. She'll go back to doing movies, and I'll go back to sharpening my focus and full steam ahead on the new album that I'm dropping in January, and just going as far as that'll take me and allow me to go.
Awesome. Thank you. So you have been doing this for a very long time. You've been around a number of people. You've absorbed a great deal of information. So would you say are some common misconceptions that you think there are about thriving as an artist or a musician within the music industry?
One of the biggest things, because I hear Sean Combs say it, and I just could not disagree any more than
That's Diddy, for those of you who know his real name.
Yeah, Diddy, P. Diddy. The misconception is that I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's a horrible, horrible, misguided piece of advice that you can give anybody. You need rest. If you don't rest, your body's gonna make you rest. Now I'm about to get just a little deep on you, just a touch deep. Well, I remember my friend, his name is Derek Ray, we call him Swole. He lived in LA for a minute. He's from Chicago, but he lived in LA for I think maybe a good year, but then he went back home. And I was like, why you go back? He was like, dude, because the same God that's in LA is the same God in Chicago. It doesn't make a difference where I am. If it's for me to have the work and the gigs that I want, I'll get it. I'm not worried about it. So I went there just for people to see my face so they know who I am, but I'm finna go back home. All of that stuff, man, just rest, get rest. I said all that to say, just rest. It's 24 hours in a day. You need your strength, because if you don't rest, you start thinking all kind of crazy stuff when you creating, and sometimes that could be good, but majority of the time it's not. It really isn't. So that the misconception of sleep, not I'll sleep when I'm dead. No, sleep. Get some sleep. You don't have to be up wee hours in the morning. I know some people do it, but trust your process. You'll get there. There's no deadline. You're gonna get there exactly where you need to be. Rest.
I think this is an era, the last 2 years definitely, of emphasizing self-care.
Absolutely.
So I think that we've been able to kind of rewrap that ideology that those who are running ragged, you're right. I know people that have a wonderful balance, and I'm always surprised. I used to have that same mentality too, I'm not doing enough, especially as a Virgo. But but you said the right thing. If you don't rest, then your body will make you rest. You don't want to be forced into not being able to do something because you're physically and health-wise unable to, because then you have to worry about the longevity thereafter to even continue creating what it is that you love in the first place. So
now you're sitting in the hospital with an IV in your arm.
Right.
Nope, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. It's all about balance. Even with what you're doing now, if you're creating now or you're thinking about trying to figure that out as you continue past high school and beyond, if you're going to college, if you're working, it's all about finding a balance. There are 24 hours in a day, however much you can allocate to go to what. Even if you're only spending an hour on something that means something important to you, that's still work. You know what I mean?
It's still your due diligence, absolutely.
Right, so don't ever let anybody convince you that because you're not constantly working 23 or 24 hours in a day that you're not worthy of the success that comes from creating. So
absolutely.
Awesome. Do you guys have any questions as I continue forth? I just have a few more, make sure I'm not missing anything.
Yes, no, maybe so.
Cool. Yeah. Interesting.
Oh my God.
Do you have a favorite city that you've performed in?
Favorite city? Oh wow. Are we talking United States or are we talking? Okay. My favorite city to perform in, like it never gets old to me, is New York. And the reason being, this is going to sound weird because I'm a nerd and I'm a 43-year-old kid. The Simpsons, whenever they would go to New York, I would always be like, wow. And then Frank Sinatra singing New York,
Yeah.
it created a stigmatism. I'm like, man, I wonder how it is in New York. And the very first time I did New York, we did Radio City Music Hall. Oh my God, it was so amazing. And then the second time I went back to New York, we did Madison Square Garden. And then the third time I went back to New York, we played the Brooklyn Barclays Arena. So that's my favorite city to perform in because it's New York. I couldn't live in New York. I can visit New York. But that's my favorite city to perform in. Will always be New York.
Nice. Any other questions before I move on? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Is this music on Apple Music is the question.
Yep.
Where can they find it?
Go to Apple Music and type in Shonn Hinton, ShonnHinton.
And that's on all platforms, right?
All platforms, absolutely. So this new album will be available on Apple Music, Tidal, everywhere, digitally.
And of course, they can keep up with you on your social media as well.
Yep, it's
Which is
Shonn
the same.
Hinton.
Yeah,
Yep.
at Shonn Hinton.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Shonn Hinton.
Which brings me to a point that I made last month. I don't know, for anybody who was here, you may have heard me say it. It is very important that your social media is easy for people to find you. I love the fact that your socials is just your name. You know what I mean?
Come on, it's so simple.
Right, and if you're not using your real name as your artist name, whatever your artist name is, please try to keep that as synonymous as possible across all platforms, because how do you know Taylor Swift's musical director or whomever is trying to find you?
Exactly.
They might have heard from Shonn Hinton that he heard this great person in Great Service Music Lab, and they want to go find out who you are. But if your name on Facebook is, DD123, and then you come on Spotify and it's just, Arnold Hamilton, they're not gonna know who's who.
That's true. That's absolutely real, for real.
Keep them synonymous. Keep them the
it
same.
simple.
Keep it simple. Yes.
Keep it simple. That's if you keep it simple, it's so easy to find you at that point, especially if you're trying to be searched.
That was the best advice that somebody gave me early on in my independent career, because I was trying to be super fancy, and I used to have these little asterisks on the outside of my name, Be Free, because I was like, you're going to know who I am. But they're like, well, how am I going to find that on, because they don't allow you to put asterisks on Apple Music.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Stop doing that. It's dumb. So now it's super simple. Like my website, my socials, for everything is just the letter B, the word free, number 2, music. So anytime somebody asks how to find me, I just tell them that. And I also say it at my shows all the time. I'm like, let it be, the word free. And then they find me, so I'm like, yeah, there's no way of not knowing where I am.
And I always call her Be Free when I see her, so it's so easy.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
How do you keep it exciting to play other people's music while you're on tour and comparing to your own? I'm just repeating the questions for the Facebook people. They might not be able to hear it. That's all.
So what I do, my process, and I learned this from countless musicians who still tour. Good friend of mine named Monty Newell. He and I play with Mary together. And one of the biggest lessons I ever learned musically was it's all parts. Music is all parts. So when I'm listening to Mary's music, like example, the Good Morning Gorgeous, which was written by her, and that's her on guitar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, absolutely, it's crazy. So I listened to it, and once I learned the record, then I was able to add my subtle nuances that says, this is Shonn playing Mary's stuff. I will never forget when Mary told me when I first started playing with her, we were in New York. I was rehearsing at SIR in New York, And she sat there. This is me on stage playing the guitar, and this is Mary and her husband at the time sitting on a love seat watching the band perform. Played a few songs. As soon as we got done, she was like, okay, now put yourself in it. And that's what makes it interesting. Like, I play the record. I know the parts. Like, nobody can beat me playing parts. I love playing parts because I learned earlier on, like, you don't know what a person was dealing with and what they were going through when they heard Hotel California by the Eagles. You don't know what they were going through when they was listening to Shaka Khan's Through the Fire. Like, I always want to make sure that whenever I'm playing whatever, if there's a favorite song, for example, if you got tons of Mary fans that are there. So I want to make sure that whatever it is that I'm playing can help them channel a specific place and time when they heard that song and how it made them feel. And I just put a little bit of myself in there. Not a lot, just enough where it can be like, okay, yeah, that's Shonn playing guitar.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a great question, though.
It is. And relevant. It's funny. I've looked at a couple of and I've seen you perform, like when you guys do like some TV performances and things too. And I'll hear you guys doing Real Love. And I'll know that's like, you might have like, Dear Love, ding, 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 ding.
Yep.
Ding, ding, ding. Oh, that's a Shonn Hinton
I
thing.
made that part, and that's the thing. Mary didn't have guitar on her albums. So I had a creative license to do whatever it was that I wanted to do. And if she didn't like it, she would let me know. But I never got a complaint. So when we did that with Real Love, I was like, okay, what can I play where I'm not in the way, but my presence is felt? And that is a legendary lick from what everybody says. So, like, there's a tribute band, that Mary tribute band. And when we did 2019 BET Awards, when she got the Lifetime Achievement Award, everybody was ranting and raving about that lick.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So that's a Shonn Hinton signature.
Oh, that's a Shonn Hinton signature for sure.
Nice. I love it. Cool. These are awesome questions. Do we have any more before I move on? Yeah.
Woo! That's another great question. The first recording software that I started producing on was Reasons. And the guy that taught me how to use Reasons was Wesley McVicker. John Wesley McVicker. We were touring with Angie Stone at the time, and my boy Wesley had a iBook, and he had Reasons. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he showed me. I was like, oh, you have to show me how to do this. And once he showed me, I was completely hooked. I use Logic now. You use Logic? Oh, come on. Logic users. I love Logic. So that's what I use. Did I answer your question? Okay. I thought, okay. I didn't want to drift. But yeah, that's what I use. I use Logic, and the process, man, when I'm doing it, when I'm creating music, I'll just sit at the desk and noodle around on the guitar, or sometimes I'll noodle around on the keys. I'm not a real keyboard player, but I can do enough where I can say, okay, this is how I want this to sound. And with all of those crazy patches and Logic, arpeggiators and stuff like that, it gives me the edge that I need. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think, is it called YouTube? You know, it's a guy that I still watch to this day, and I can't remember his name, but he's in my subscriptions. But every kind of question that I had about Logic, I will go to his page and learn how to do it. Yeah, definitely.
I feel like most of the producers here are self-taught. And
I believe it, definitely. I mean, because YouTube University, for real. Like, you can learn everything. You know what was so funny? I saw back when YouTube first came out, they showed you how to pick a lock. You can do anything on YouTube. I was like, this is bizarre.
Yeah. Don't go and look at that. But
yeah, I hope they took it down.
Yeah, this is really wild. Yeah, but it's
it's so funny. Rehearsal for the tour, we were in Atlanta, and I had shipped my guitars and my my effects unit there, and I couldn't find my TSA keys. So I had to learn how to pick my SKB lock using the not a safety pin, a paper clip.
Yeah.
I'm looking on YouTube and learn how to do it. And even then I was like, this is so wrong. I need to report this. So
you're gonna use the video to report it after.
All right.
Well, I'm done with this. Now get out of my face.
Right. Off peasant.
Right. YouTube is available for everything. By any means necessary. This has been an amazing and insightful conversation. And I know that if there are any other things that come up, then you are an open book.
Absolutely.
So we're happy to have connection and communication with you. So if anything else comes up that folks didn't think of today but might have thought about after, feel free to shoot them to us, and we absolutely will get those questions to Shonn to answer. One last thing before we switch to our next segment. What is the strongest piece of real advice that you can give to any of the audience members here who may wish to follow in similar or unique paths for their creative careers?
I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. The first thing I said, if you stay ready, there'll never be a need to get ready. Whatever it is that you want to do, and I'm going to use myself as an example. I've wanted the Taylor Swift gig. So I immediately went to YouTube and I looked at the 1986 tour. I screenshot the set list because it had the names of the songs. And then I went to Apple Music and I created a playlist with all of her music on it. And I listened to it. I listened to it every day. I went to sleep with it. And that is going to pay off for me because I'm embarking on filming reels of me playing Taylor Swift's music. Anything that has guitar on it. I went to Guitar Center and bought me a camera and a tripod, and I'm gonna soon. And I would even say as far as like after Thanksgiving, I'll be ready to put together a segment of me playing some of her stuff, playing some of Chris Stapleton's stuff. So when the time comes and her music director asked me like, yo, can you film yourself playing Bad Blood? Oh, I'll send it to you right now. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the advice I want to give you. If you stay ready, you'll never need to get ready. Proper planning prevents poor performance. There you go. That's what it was. Ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Same thing. Whatever it is that you want to do, go at it, prepare, strategize, and work at it. So when the time comes and you get your shining moment, you've already rehearsed it thousands and thousands of times.
Amazing. Love it. Thank you so much. Y'all give it up for Shonn Hinton, everybody.
Thank you guys so much.
Stick around because he's going to be performing another song for us at the end of our segment. So do not go too far. But for now, I'm going to invite him to come down to our front row.
All right.
So he can have plain sight for our teen open mic. So as I mentioned in the beginning of Lab, this is the space that we allow for our audience members to come and share their gifts of which they'd like to share with us. You can come have a seat down here.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So I always give a general disclaimer in the beginning. This is a free space. This is a supportive space and an open space. Any person that comes up here is a star within their own right and deserves to be treated and regarded as such. So all love for anybody that comes up here. And please make sure if you're enjoying what you're hearing or what they're doing, that you let them know that. If you have any questions about something they perform, or if you're like, yo, this might be something that I can work with too. Like if you're a producer that wants to work with a rapper or vice versa, feel free to talk to them. That's what this space is for, okay? It's all for you. Now, before I call this name, I want to just double check. Is Marquell here? Did he make it? No? Okay, cool. Double check. I know Arts has a concert tonight. He was kind of doing double duty. So the person I'm going to call up to the stage was a performer in our September open mic. It was our first time getting to see them. And I'm really happy to see them again. Please give it up for Jackson Knox, a.k.a. Primrose. Give it up, y'all. Come on down. Come on down. Come on. Yeah, yeah. There we go. How's it going, Jackson?
Good.
Good.
Good to be back.
Good. Funny story. I'm going to tell a story. So I play part-time as a accompanist, a piano accompanist for Unitarian Church North in Mequon. And I don't do nothing but come in there and then I leave, right? But on the way out, somebody's like, hey, be free. I'm like, who knows my artist name? Like, what's going on here? And I turn around and I see this curly-haired guy. I was like, oh my gosh, Jackson! And it was like, oh yeah. So he was in our September lab. That was like my first time getting the pleasure of meeting you. And it was so nice to see a familiar face. And we connected about him coming back to this month's lab. So I'm happy to be able to see you now.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure to be back.
Yeah. So for anybody who wasn't here in September or folks who are at home watching for the first time, can you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Well, my alias is Primrose. I'm a producer, singer, rapper, which you're about to hear. A little something different. But if you need beats, hit me. My Instagram is _PRIM_RXSE_.
Dope.
Yes.
And he's also
If you
tagged.
need to tap in with me afterwards, go ahead.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah,
Connect.
Yeah, that's what I do. Most of my free time, music, but yeah.
Where do you go to school again?
Wisconsin Virtual Academy.
Wisconsin Virtual Academy, and you are a
Senior.
A senior.
Oh,
Oh,
he about to be out of high school.
right. I'm about to say he's about to graduate soon, so y'all
Oh,
better
yeah.
get up with him.
Because the price is going to go up. Yesterday's
Listen,
price is not
yesterday's
today's price.
It's not
Not
today's
today's
price. What are you going to be sharing for us today?
I've got a song that I made in my basement this time.
Those are the best
but-
ones.
Yeah, right. And I don't know, I made it in like 2 hours, beat, wrote it, recorded, mixed, everything, like 2 hours.
You did all that
Yeah.
in your basement?
Yeah.
Nice. And what program do you use again?
I
What?
use FL.
You use FL Studios?
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. I'm excited to hear. You guys give it up for Primrose.
Yeah.
Sipping on activists, thinking my thought. I want all of you, no time to be slowed up. Purple in my cup, throw a in soda. Day after day with this shit, but that's just the quota. That's just the quota. I want my soul, just weight of the world on my shoulders. Exotic odors, off of a roller, whipping them 6-figure motors. All of your clones, y'all paying promoters. That type of shit is for jokers. Shooting the floater, I'm getting older. My money coming in photos. I've been oppressing the shit that I used to do. I need to get over. Me in the present, that shit is unstoppable. I've been getting closer. There was a point where this shit stopped hurting me. Don't need any closure. I'm preaching loyalty till I drop dead in my grave. We won't ever be posters. Put on a show for them, we get on stage and we all the way up. All these mentions keep coming and I get to watch it with Tris in my cup. Living that rock star lifestyle, we making it blood. Bro called me up and he said he got bet they some on way. Smoking that I'm out of space, she gave me crazy face. I was 16 when I took a whole case, I'm glad that I'm back in my place. What got you thinking that phase me? I move with nothing but grace. Now that I got it, don't come out and praise me, nobody matching my pace. When we get home from the Benihana, we head straight to the bedroom. Already know that you probably on one, knew that the day that I met you. You tryna party cause we out in Cali, I'm sorry if I never get you. I would just rather we stay in the crib, I really ain't mean to upset you. There's an ocean, quit with the talking, you hit me harder than Dawkins. Don't know if you know about the feelings you causing, don't give a f what the cost is. I've been all over the globe in the span of a year, man, that's been exhausted. I took a break for a minute to work on myself, but I never lost it. Sipping on activists, thinking my thought. I want all of you, no time to be slowed up. Purple in my cup, throw a in soda. Day after day with this shit, but that's just a quota. That's just a quota. I want my soldiers, weight of the world on my shoulders. Exotic odors, off of a roller, whipping them 6-figure motors. All of y'all clones, y'all paying promoters. That type of shit is for jokers. Shooting the floater, I'm getting older. My money coming in folders. I've been up crushing the shit that I used to do. I need to get over. Me in the present, that shit is unstoppable. I've been getting closer. There was a point where this shit stopped hurting me. Don't need any closure. I'm preaching loyalty till I drop dead in my grave. We won't ever be posters.
Let's go. You mixed that yourself? You mixed that yourself?
Yeah.
That sounds really good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Dope. Well, I have some things to share, but let's hand it off to our guest, Shonn Hinton, with any feedback that he'd like to offer.
Dude, my goodness, the mix was perfect.
Yeah.
The mix was perfect. I love. Yo, come on, yo, absolutely. And I love that about your generation. You guys are a one-stop shop, for real. You know what I'm saying? So, and I heard it in your music. I love the cadence, how you did the vocal, how you recorded your vocals. I love how you perform. I feel like this is who you are, right? This is who you are. You ain't trying to fake for nobody. And I love that. I think that's what your generation is doing now. You guys are so authentic and so truthful about who you are as an artist, and this is what you are. You're not trying to be the cookie cutter artist. I don't see no chain on you. You got on a dope pair of sneakers. That's perfect. You in the game, bro. That's all I got. That was great. That was really good.
Thank you.
Oh, I was gonna make a general comment about the editing. I noticed that you edited out your curse words.
I had to make
That's
it clean.
smart.
I had to make it clean.
That is the smartest thing that you can possibly do, because I tell you what, you are not getting anything on the radio that is not already radio friendly, because everybody has to follow FCC rules.
Yeah.
And if they have something slip through, so if you record at home or if you have somebody record for you, always ask for a radio edit too, so that you have two versions of you have an explicit version that you want to share fully online, like on the streaming sites, but for getting radio play, you definitely need to have that version. So I think that you already thinking ahead though is very, very smart.
I signed up online and I saw the all music performed must be clean. I was like, oh.
I'm trying to prepare y'all.
That was in September.
Come on. Proper preparation
Yes.
prevents
This
poor
time I
performance.
can't do it. This time I can't do it.
That's the primary reason. Also, because I never know if anything we get can be given to Radio Milwaukee.
Right, yeah.
You know, so if they're like, hey, that kid that performed in September's music was really cool. Do they have a song? Like, yes, as a matter of fact, we do. It's clean already. Blah, blah, blah. So
You're ready. I think you're ready. I mean, just from my perspective, the fact that you would even think to do that,
yeah.
that speaks volumes about how serious you're taking your brand and your artistry. I think you're ready. For real.
Appreciate that, for real.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Standing on that one.
For sure. Thank you. Give it up for Primrose, everybody.
Yeah, Primrose, y'all.
Second time in. I love it. And I love when people come back. Like, it's always dope to see the comparison from your first performance to now. And I can already feel that you're more comfortable. And thank you for sharing your gifts with us. I see his name has been highlighted now. Is Marquell here? Where you at? Hi! Come on down, Marquell. Give it up for Marquell Williams, everybody.
One of MHSA's
Yes.
finest.
Pulling the double duty. Come on up. Grab the mic. Welcome. Are you just getting here? Oh, you are so awesome. So Marquell goes to Milwaukee High School of the Arts. Anybody arts open here? Woo! Yes. Yeah. So he has to be at the music concert performance tonight, but I wanted to make sure we got him in for the open mic. So thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about yourself and what you're going to be doing?
Okay. Do this come on?
Yeah.
My name is Marquell. I'm 16 years old. I've been rapping for like 3 years, and I also do art. I've been customizing shoes for probably 1 or 2 years, and then I've been drawing since I was in first grade.
The shoes you're wearing, did you customize those?
Yeah.
Why don't you come to the front so we can get on the camera? Look at that. Come on, Gabby, get them shoes. on the shoes. Okay. You can go ahead.
All right. Yeah, that's all. That's all I need to know.
So you say you've been doing music for 3 years?
Yeah.
Do the music that you perform, do you produce any of it yourself, or you use it collaborate with other folks?
Yeah, I just go to the studio.
Nice. What you gonna be performing for us today?
A song that I made about my family named Hold Your Weight.
Okay. Now, is your artist name something else? Because I called you by your full name, but you have a
It's U.G.E. Quell.
U.G.E. Quell. Okay, got you. You guys give it up for U.G.E. Quell.
JP.
Hey. Boom, 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 boom. U.G.E. the mob, dummy. Spitting my raps to my dad over a jail phone. Whatever I need, call him. Lean on me to hold your weight. I'm tryna make sure the film straight. If I got it, then you got it. Lean on me to hold your weight. Nice mama wasn't cooking. I hold a piece and make sure they ate. My aunt said whatever I need, call him. You know that ain't a one-way street. If you hit me, I'm on my way. Spitting my raps to my dad over a jail phone. Can't believe I talked to my bro over a jail phone. I told him come stack paper with me. He tryna live wrong. Choosing to do that, you ain't got to leave them streets alone. Clutching on his nine, he feel better when he high. When y'all running from death, only God know when it's time. I put my life on the line for you, a slide willing to die for you, but I can't say you do the same for me. I can't say you. I can't say you do the same. I can't say you. I can't say you do the same for me. Can't say you. I can't say you do the same. I can't say you do the same for me. Do the same for me. Ain't them gon' rock out for me. Yes, sir, they gon' pop out for me. If they get caught up, I help pay their bill. They know the law for me. And step the driver, but if we sliding, he gon' hop out with me. We tackle Brody up for thinking he tough. He must be silly for thinking we won't slide for real. No need to pop a pill. If no one got my back to hold my weight, I know my mama. If no one got my back to hold my weight, I know my uncle. Well, my father went there, but I could forgive, I won't forget. Like, I remember he was out, couldn't ask my dad for shit. Like, I remember sleeping on the floor to a sock. Like, I remember hustling, trying to make my back feel like the hard times be the best times, no lie, but I'm older now. Some of the homies pops going, at least he's still around. Who said I gotta come harder, he know I'm holding out. Saying so much going on in her life, it's kinda hard to smile. Shawty, I know, I'm trying to make sure the film straight. If I got it, then you got it. Lean on me to hold your weight. Nice mama wasn't cooking, I hold a piece to make sure they ate. My aunt said whatever I need, call him. You know that ain't a one-way street. If you hit me, I'm on my way. Spitting my raps to my dad over a jail phone. Can't believe I talked to my bro over a jail phone. I told him come stack paper with me, he tryna live wrong. Choosing to do that, you ain't got to leave them streets alone. I told Vaughn to leave them streets alone. He stay in them kids, tried to e-break, then he hit a post. Just put the car in sports mode, so we getting gone. Put the cash in the wallet, I got a car, cause it's too much to hold. Shawty know I got it like that. If I don't hit you back, that mean I'm busy, my bad. My ex just tried to double back, she seen I been in my bag. I asked her who she think I am, no, I can't get you no bag. I'm tryna make sure the film straight. If I got it, then you got it. Lean on me to hold your weight. Nice mama wasn't cooking, I hold a piece to make sure they ate. My aunt said whatever I need, call him. You know that ain't a one-way street. If you hit me, I'm on my way. Spitting my raps to my dad over a jail phone. Can't believe I talked to my bro over a jail phone. I told him come stack paper with me, he tryna live wrong. Choosing to do that, you ain't got to leave them streets alone. Clutching on his nine, he feel better when he high. We all running from death, only God know when it's time. I put my life on the line for you, a slide willing to die for you, but I can't say you do the same for me. I can't say you, I can't say you, I can't say you, I can't say you do the same for me. Can't say you, I can't say you, I can't say you do the same for me. Do the same for me.
All right, give it up, y'all. Love it. Stick around for just a second. I want to hand it over to our guest, Shonn Hinton, for any feedback that he'd like to share.
You wrote that by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I love about this generation now. Like, I just heard what's Primrose do his thing, and then you get up and you hit us from a completely different angle. In the studio, like, I'm listening to your vocal, because you were singing over your vocal, right?
Yeah.
I heard the pain. I heard it. And I'm not saying we're doing this for profit, right? But it comes with the territory. But I love the fact that you could be transparent in a record.
Thank you.
Because y'all, like, I feel like sometimes, because you said you're 16, right?
Yeah.
I got a 13 and 19-year-old, and they're girls, you know, and it's hard for them to, sometimes it's difficult to see them show emotion. So the fact that you young black man showing emotion and crying through this song. I felt every minute, every second of it. I love how you moved on the stage. Again, you're being authentic. You're being your most authentic self. You ain't trying to move like you Migos. You doing you. And that's all that a record exec could ask for, your audience could ask for, is just be yourself, be transparent, make us feel it. I felt it. So that's all I got.
Yes, give it up, y'all. I love it. You have wonderful stage presence. I think that more on what he was saying, like you carry yourself very comfortably while you're rapping, and nothing about it seems inauthentic or disingenuous. It would be interesting. I think I mentioned this to you in our IG conversations. If you are continuing to make songs, try getting some versions that have not all of the leads on there, so you can practice what balance you want to keep. You know what I mean? Because you obviously have the breath control. Like, you were rapping every single word with the track. So it'd be interesting to see how much of that can be just you, and then how much of a mix from the pre-recorded stuff you want to keep as far as ad-libs or punching in on certain words, and then you can kind of make that even more of your own. But so far, so good. And thank you so much for taking the time. You were so dope. You did not have to come. I was like, I'll probably see him next month. No, the fact that you came and you got a concert at 7, you are so awesome.
Yeah, you already moving.
Shout out. Me and Shonn are also Milwaukee High School of the Arts graduates. We have Jonah Denae in the house too. She also goes there currently. Yeah. So shout outs to that, and good luck at your concert tonight. Okay. And tell Mr. Roberts B. Free said hi.
And tell him Raymond said hi.
Yes.
Too. He knows me as Raymond.
Y'all give it up for U.G.E. Quell.
Yeah.
Where can they find you on socials?
It's U.G.E. Quell.
U.G.E. Quell, is that just at U.G.E. Quell? Dope. Give it up, y'all. Make sure y'all ask about them shoes too. You know?
Yeah. How much you doing for it? How much?
Bet.
50. He doing it for the low.
For the low.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the versatility that we have coming through her all the time. Speaking of which, just mentioned her name, and she is who we have coming to the stage. I've actually really enjoyed the last couple of months of open mics, of seeing our return faves, and Jonah is no stranger to this stage at this point. And I would love to see what they're going to be sharing, whether it be in the poetry or the rap form. It's always a treat. You guys, please give it up for Jonah Denae.
Yeah. She already got the vibe, though.
She's a junior, but I'm sure she's going to tell us some more about herself when she come up here.
Come on with it.
Jonah.
Yeah. And she fly, G.
Look it.
Hi.
Welcome back, Jonah.
What's up?
Thank you for being here with us. It's such a pleasure to have you back in the lab space.
Yeah, most definitely.
Nice. Now, for those of us who are watching at home for the first time, we're seeing you, anybody new, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
What's up, y'all? My name is Jonah Denae. I'm a female up-and-coming rap artist. I'm a poet as well. I've been writing since as long as I can remember, since I've ever been taught to write my first name. It's always been first love. Like, you know, writing is just, I feel like, especially like getting into music and turning it into lyrics, I feel like it's how I express myself. So, yeah.
I love it.
I'm glad to be back.
And Jonah has also been performing at various places throughout the city as well. So please make sure that you're following her to see what she got coming up next, so you can see this in its full form. But I'm excited to see what you're going to share with us tonight, which is going to be...
So last session I did, if y'all had tuned in, especially for those watching back home, I did 2 songs. One of them was unfinished, which is something I'm still working on. So if y'all want to go back to that, see my other side, y'all can.
That's the October lab session, which we have for 2022.
Yes. And then, so today I'm deciding to go a cappella with it, you know?
Love it. Love it. Dope. When we turn it over to you guys, give it up for Jonah Denae.
I said, you rock with him, you rock to bed. and shake the hands that'll kill the man you standing with. The loaded clips, they blow it, kiss the games begin. Huckleberry finna boarding ships across the Mississippi. Now wake up, good morning, gorgeous. Hopping porches, I'm at door to door. Landlord said my skin ain't worth more than the dope boys dealing dope. This 1109, your car garages, park your car in the alley parking lot is where they carry larger carrots, balling hard. Gave the daughter garlic walk doors, walking doors to have them walk with the law. Now who to call when mama drunk and mama gone? Popping rocks and smoking, now you pop smoke, they pop you. It's cutthroat, I'm on my last dollar. They popping collars for pop condoms. They got them out of pocket, not out of bounds. Glass bottles being broken to make knives, take lives. You shoot knives to be about it, leave without it. They encountered the money counters, got problems. I'm pocket signing on the front counters. Hopscotch, I'm tossing rocks all over they house, spilling wine on the carpet, stepping stone and eggshells. Humpty Dumpty crackling 12. Say this bill looks scrumptious. I'm ready to tuck drills. Fuck the grill up, call the face up. It's only faces with the mirror touch-ups. As the makeup, you really beating the face up. I'm talking Lil' Kim. Oh, you can't speak? Spit it through the wires. I'm scratching up your Yeezys, bearing arms to keep. Bill Rights pillow fight with B-I-G-T-I. Swinging on Lisa left eye, lows do or die. Across the times, hang from high. Got cannon nines defining 9 to 5s. Calling Allen Iverson to retire. They put up a flyer like we nothing in the lost found.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes. Mr. Hinton, do you have anything that you'd like to share?
That was spoken word, right?
Yes.
It felt, I felt it. I mean, and I say that because I used to go to this thing called Poetry Unplugged all of the time. And you were giving me those vibes, and I love spoken word. So it's all 10s for me, G. Like, it's all 10s. I don't know if there's anything constructive that I could say because you were being truthful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt what you were saying. I felt your energy, how you would, with your body movement, what you were doing. So I loved it. I loved it. I don't see any improvement. Like, she ready too. It's like 3 people ready.
Everybody ready. I love it.
Everybody ready, for real.
I have constructive things to say. I don't know if I've said it before, but I am a huge fan of your enunciation. I really am. Like, I feel like you can feel every single thing that you say, and the method of which you deliver it is always so powerful, and it has these really interesting peaks and valleys that you travel through when you're doing it, and I think that is so specific to your style. Like, I know I've seen poetry, I've seen rappers, like, I know that it comes and goes, but I love that that's something that I kind of look forward to when you're getting on stage. Like, you do different things each time, but I know that you're going to have this specific signature Jonah Denae style. So kind of how we were talking about with Shonn earlier, he got that guitar lick and real love. Like, this is something that I know and look forward to whenever you're getting ready to deliver something. So definitely keep that up. Are you familiar with, have you been acclimated with the poetry community in Milwaukee?
Well, I know I met Mario the poet because I did I think they had me do like a performance or something back at the King Center, and he was there, so we met.
Yeah. Stick around. Next spring, we're going to be doing a special lab for National Poetry Month, and I'm planning on bringing in a woman named Britt Nicole, who is a wonderful poet here in the city. She's also one of my best friends. But also, like, once they hear and get wind of the type of delivery that you have, I'm sure that they would love to welcome you into some of the other things that they got going on too. So yeah, thank you so much for always sharing.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
If I was curating a playlist, I got my first 3 artists already.
There you go.
If I was curating a playlist, seriously.
Love it.
Dope.
I love it.
Thank
Give
you.
it up for Jonah Denae, everybody.
Thank y'all.
Oh, where can they find you on socials? I'm sorry.
Socials, everything Jonah Denae. That's JONAHDENAE. Everything Jonah Denae. So far, I got YouTube up. SoundCloud, I got that up. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop. Like, it's I got a lot. It's bubbling, like it's there.
Yeah.
It's just me, at this point. So
Yeah.
stay tuned, please. Again, Jonah Denae on everything.
And thank you for sharing this with us. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Give it up
Thank
for
you.
y'all. I do think it is something to be said about this generation. Like you've mentioned it a couple of times in your feedback. Like, everybody just has this certain level of eagerness.
And they're fearless.
Yeah.
They're fearless.
It's so amazing. I love it. Before I move on, is there anybody that did not sign up that wants to take a stab at anything? Always give it going once.
Yeah, Lodi, come on. No, okay.
Look, don't play with Lodi. He actually is a musician too.
Oh, I know. Come on.
Look, I love it. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to move on to my giveaway segment.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Is our volunteer still here by chance? No? Okay, totally fine. So before I get into that, I also want to remind you guys that you have been receiving a survey on your way in. Please make sure that you do fill that out, and you can place them on the table on your way out. It's very important for us to get feedback from you guys as to how the content is being presented during labs, anything that's going great, anything we can improve upon, and how we can keep it specifically pertained to your interests and how what's working for you guys. So if you don't want to put your name on it, you don't have to. It's helpful to know who said what in case we want to follow up, but I really just care about knowing how you guys are feeling about the things that are being presented to you. So please fill them out, and you can put them on the table on the way out. And if you don't want the pen, you can give it back too, but you're welcome to keep it. All right, so our first giveaway is going to be for a Music Lab t-shirt. Please give me a start drum roll, please. I want to make sure I'm saying this correctly. Someone named James here? James? All right, yay! Wait, you're here? Is your other partner performer here too? No, did you still want to do anything? Okay. Sorry, I didn't see your name highlighted, so so when they checked you guys in, they highlighted the open mic performers who were here. So no disrespect. If you want to come back in our next session, please sign up again, because I would love to hear what you guys are gonna do. Awesome. But you can come on down and get a free t-shirt. You guys just come and stay over here. Come and stay over here. Our next prize is going to be, third row, please. This is for Jackson Knox. All right. Yeah. All right. And our last one, winning all day. This is for the Music Lab hoodie. Third row, please. AJ Holmes. AJ's back there. AJ, did you get a hoodie already? He's coming. Hold on. I'm going to find out. Because I feel like I need to give it away. I feel like he got. Did you win a hoodie already? Are you sure? Okay. AJ, everybody. Woo! All right. You guys, this was our last session of the fall, but we are going to return for the rest of our season 6 in January, okay? We're going to take a little holiday break for Thanksgiving and Christmas and reset and re-on, but you guys are all welcome to still come back. Please tell a friend how awesome it is here, and please make sure that you continue spreading the word on Grace Weber's Music Lab. I'm going to turn it back over to our special guest. Please give it up, you guys, for Shonn Hinton. Thank you to him for sharing all of his knowledge about touring artistry, about music and manifestation, about creating the life that you so desire, about living and thriving as a creative here in this world. We've got so many awesome gems. I also want to take a moment to thank our sponsors and supporters who are responsible for us being here, which of course include American Family Insurance, Daniel M. Soar of Charitable Trust, L.A. Du Bois and Family Charitable Foundation, NPS Partnership for the Arts and Humanities, the Ralph Evinrude Foundation, Radio Milwaukee. I want to give a special shout out to our wonderful live stream team from CE Creatives. I want to give a shout out to Lodi, our sound guy. I want to give a shout out to Gabby and Jan on photo and video. I want to give a shout out to Running Rebels from Peak Initiative, to all the guys who are here and been coming every month. And please make sure you stick around after this performance so we can get our last group photo, okay? Give it up for Shonn Hinton.
All right, here's the last song of the evening. Again, off of my new album that's dropping in January. This one's called, oh my God, I keep forgetting my names. This one's called Down For You. There we go.
Baby, I'm down for you. Down for you. No mistake about it. Girl, I'm so about it. You don't have to doubt it. Cause girl, I'm real about it. I don't really mind showing you how I feel. Girl, I gotta be true. I need you to know right now that my heart belongs to you. And now I wanna make it plain. I want you to hear what I gotta say. There's a way that it should be. Girl, I'm always gonna be around. Want you to know that I'ma be here down for you. No matter how hard the times get, I'ma stay down. Baby, I'm down for you. 2 feet, 10 toes. Girl, I need you to know I'm down for you. No matter the circumstances, I'ma take my chances. Baby, I'm down for you. Now here forever, I'm down for whatever. Baby, I'm down for you. Like 4 flats on a hatchback. Girl, I'm down for you, want you to know that. Oh, baby, I got your back. No fiction here, I only stay facts. I don't really mind showing you how I feel. Girl, I gotta be true. Girl, I need you to know right now. Girl, my heart belongs to you, and now I wanna make it plain. But I want you to hear what I gotta say. The way that it should be. Girl, I'm always gonna be around. Want you to know that I'ma be here down for you. No matter how hard the times get, I'ma stay down. Baby, I'm down for you. 2 feet, 10 toes. Girl, I need you to know I'm down for you. No matter the circumstances, I'ma take my chances. Baby, I'm down for you. Now, here and forever, I'm down for whatever. Baby, I'm down for you. Girl, I'm down. Girl, I'm down, down, down. Girl, I'm down, baby. Baby, I'm down for you. Girl, I'm down. Girl, I'm down, down, down. Girl, I'm down, baby. Baby, I'm down for you. Girl, I'm down. Girl, I'm down, down, down. Girl, I'm down, baby. Baby, I'm down for you. Girl, I'm always gonna be around. Want you to know that I'ma be here down for you. No matter how hard the times get, I'ma stay down. Baby, I'm down for you. 2 feet, 10 toes. Girl, I need you to know I'm down for you. No matter the circumstances, I'ma take my chances. Baby, I'm down for you. Down here forever, I'm down for whatever. Baby, I'm down for you. Down for you. Baby, I'm down for you. Down for you. Baby, I'm down for you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Shonn Hinton, everybody. So grateful to have these wonderful examples of Milwaukee talent doing great things in the world. Please make sure that you guys continue to stay in touch with each other so we can follow one another on these wonderful journeys. And all come to the stage for our group picture. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Come on, guys, don't be shy. Yeah, everybody. One and all. We want evidence of all the wonderful people who are here tonight.
To 88.9, where Milwaukee.
We promise we won't do anything crazy with the pictures. Scooch, scooch. Come on, on. Come on down. Everybody's in the picture. Oh, Element, you can get involved if you want to. Yeah. That's a very catchy melody. I like that. It is. Yes. Come on, AJ. Come get in the picture. Yes, yes. Scooch in. Everybody on the left, on the right, sorry. Oh, yeah, guys, it has to be by height. Come on now, don't be shy. We got to arrange it by height. Ooh, that's a good point. That is factuals. We got a lot of potential Grammy Award winners in here. Why would you not want people to know you was in there 10 years ago with that picture? You can sell that on eBay.
Just making out